What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Primal Chaos here, and today I'm going to do a hotly requested one. This one of the first videos I did was Parkway Drive, and since then everybody's been telling me I need to do this song. The first Parkway song I did was Vice Grip, and about halfway through I knew something was up, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like the Parkway I was expecting to hear. As you all know, I'm recently sort of getting into music with extreme vocals, and so, you know, being that Parkway was or is one of the biggest headlining extreme vocal sort of bands in the world, I figured that's a good place to start. And I know that they're hugely popular and a lot of my friends know them well. But, you know, I've done since then Karma, and I did Kronos as well, like the live recording of that, which was really, really good. I'm really getting into these guys. But I feel like the energy that I was expecting from Parkway I haven't quite hit yet. The closest would have been Karma. But I'm led to believe that this song, Boneyards, a few of you are going, yeah, it's about time, is one that, like, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least have a listen to, right? So I'm going to jump straight in. So this is for all you guys out there who've been waiting far too long for this one. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is they're all way younger. And that's the way it goes, isn't it? Look, yeah, this is it. This is much more like that punk hardcore sort of attitude that I was looking for originally. I'm just going to crank it up a little bit. I feel like it's a bit quiet. One of the problems with going back and doing like a lot of these old school videos is the best you can get on YouTube is 480p, which is kind of distracting. But you know what? I'm hearing a lot of high energy. I'm seeing a lot of... Is that like water on the drum skin? That's a staple of rock and roll. So I'm going to jump back a bit. Wow. Oh, come on. Hang on. First of all, I'm trying to get my head around that. I might turn it up just a little bit more. Trying to get my head around that halftime feel kind of vibe. It's just an odd rhythm. That's just a great lick, man. Jesus, this is the kind of thing I'm interested in, right? Like, I'm sure there's a million other bands out there in like the hardcore or metalcore scene that have this kind of pace and aggression, but it's those little creative moments between parts that really piques my interest. That's just a great lick. I love the imagery too, like the ship in distress out in the ocean, and like it almost looks like they're on the lower decks getting pelted with water, you know? Come on. And we go again. I told a story on one, I don't know which video it was. I'm sure I mentioned it, how inadvertently, as much as, like I said, I've never really been into metalcore and hardcore and stuff like that, I inadvertently got dragged to a show back in about 2005, somewhere around that era. I can't say for certain, but it was a Parkway Drive show at a venue where it holds maybe 180 people, you know, and there was all these bands on the bill. I don't remember anything from the night except for just the energy of the show and the crowd and all that sort of stuff. Just looking at the drummer just then, it tweaked something in the depths of my memory that I remember this drummer on the night, and it could have been from one of the other bands, but I just remember him sitting high in his chair above the kit, almost dwarfing it. Because like when you usually think of drummers, usually you see them behind an array of cymbals and toms and all that sort of stuff. And I just remember on the night there was something strange about the way some guy looked behind the kit, and it was that the kit seemed super low, you know, almost so that he could see, the crowd could see what he was doing. Maybe it was this guy, because there was just something there. I just had a weird flashback. See what I mean? See how open it is? There's no toms, right? Is there no toms? Is that what that is? Like, he's got one tom and a floor tom. That's wild. I'm pretty sure this is... Yeah, I mean, I know I saw Parkway, but I just remember on the night the guy's drum kit looked really unusual, and I guess that's what it is. And also he's got his cymbals. I don't know if they're set high for dramatic effect or if they just look high because there's no toms. I don't know. But his crash cymbal's way up here. So yeah, either way, I'm, you know, just don't mind me, old man having flashbacks here. I don't hear a lot of difference in quality with the voice. Obviously, they're much more intense riff-based back then, and the beat is far more aggressive than the other songs I've reviewed. That's a wildly different guitar tone that comes in. Hang on. It's like this part was recorded on a different day with different guitar, different amp, everything. That's really weird. And the drums sort of, I guess the ride cymbal disappears as well. Is that what it is? Or something. Oh no, it's just a faster tempo beat. Oh. Hit those riffs, man. Damn. Oh. Come on. This song is just pure chaos. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love a band who has the audacity to just put raw silence in the middle of a song. I'll tell you one thing I'm hearing here, actually. This is quite interesting. And I know I've made a lot of noise about Parkway sort of having a sound that I wasn't expecting. And that a lot of it sort of probably comes from maturity and developing their sound over time and playing in front of like festival crowds and things like that. But what I'm hearing here is this melange of different influences. Like suddenly now there's dissonant chords in there that are more reminiscent of new metal bands like Korn and stuff like that. Whereas before it was just riffing. And then I'm trying to think, I did a review for a band the other day that was all, who was it? I called them just basically riff machines, because those high energy, like driving fast kind of riffs, you know. You've got the single note riffs, which are, you know, very technical and fast. And then you've got the ones where it drops down to like your drop, whatever tuning, where you can just do those power chord riffs really easily. And that's what we sort of had through that last passage. And now we're in a whole different section, but the chords are getting dissonant, you know, like I'll point out. So that's just open. But, you know, they're throwing in colorful, like, spiciness into the chords. Hang on, let me go back. Right there. Hear that? It almost sounds like the guitar's out of tune. And it's obviously deliberate to get that sort of uneasy sort of tone. Man. There it is again. Again, as crude as the video is, I still love the imagery. It's just like, it reminds me of Billy Joel's Stormfront. Not the album, but the concept behind the album. You know, like there's a storm front coming. And these guys being coastal, that obviously, and they're all surfers and stuff like that. It's a big part of their vibe, is that, you know, man against the ocean kind of dynamic. The one thing that's certain about this era is the way that you appeared on stage playing guitar was equally as important as playing guitar itself. With the guitar spins and all that sort of stuff, you know, synchronized guitar spins are a thing, scissor kicks, all that sort of stuff. It's like the drama of being a guitar player was almost as important as the notes you played. My favorite thing in the early days of YouTube was looking up fail videos of guys who like throw their guitar around and it doesn't come back. Or it hits the drummer, or it's, you know, up in the air somewhere and it doesn't come back down. There is blood in the water. Actually, speaking of lyrics, there's something I wanted to bring up. I'm a firm believer in, when it comes to songwriting, particularly lyrics, I feel, this is going to sound really woo-woo, but I subscribe to the concept of a muse, right? Meaning that if you invite this embodiment of creativity into yourself while you're trying to be creative, sometimes it just takes the reins and you do work that you couldn't even believe was possible to come from your hands. As an artist and a painter, there are certainly days where I feel like my hand is, you know, being controlled by something better than myself. And you have to open yourself up for that. But the reason I bring up the muse is I feel like some of the best lyrics I've ever written have come when I just let my brain relax and I just let the lyrics, like free association, just free writing, just writing down the first thing that pops into my head. Sometimes you get a block and you got to step back and take a line out. Even if it's the greatest line you've ever written, you got to scrub it out because there's nowhere to go from there. You know, sometimes taking a step back, but for the most part, just letting it flow is the most important thing. The second most important thing is coming up with a great opening line, because if you come up with an opening line that's super creative and something that seems like it's beyond your ability, every other line below that flows from that, and it's elevated by the creativity of that opening line. I've said it before, one of my favorite lyrics of all time is a Björk song where the lyric is, "I'm a fountain of blood in the shape of a girl," and you sort of, if you visualize that, it's just this stunning visualization, right? These are the sentiments of a cold-blooded cynic is just a really cool opening line. You know, I noticed that when I open up, because I always have the lyrics up here. And very rarely do I actually refer to them, because most of the time I can't even tell where I'm up to in the song. But I just think that that's, you know, if this song has any power at all, it's in no small part due to that opening lyric just being so powerful. Oh, there's those technical little licks again. I fucking love that. I would rather see your face in that's why you don't know why. That's why that's fucking real. has a good low growl, man. Horizon's in stores now. Yes, it is. For the longest of times. This is the part where I jump in and talk about Enchroma. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Enchroma glasses. I myself am colorblind, as is 1 in 6 of the guys out there and 1 in 200 of the women. If you think you might be colorblind, click in the link in the description. It'll take you to Enchroma where you can get your eyes tested. And you can grab a pair of glasses there for 10% off if you use the code CHAOS in checkout. They also have a 60-day trial period, so you've got nothing to lose. You should definitely check it out. If you think you might be colorblind, you can get a free test. It's awesome. How do we sum up Boneyards by Parkway Drive? Aggression, energy, power, diversity of riffs. You know, all of the magic spicy ingredients that go into making what I am now learning to be a great hardcore or metalcore song. It was interesting to see them young and at the start of their career. I feel like at this point there was a lot of external influence, which is the same with any artists when they're starting out. They all want to be someone, they want to drag things in from other genres and different things. And I feel like the interesting thing now is, having seen some of their later work first, I can see the evolution, you know, in its genesis back then, listening to Boneyards, you know. So that in and of itself is a real interesting place to sort of look at this from this perspective. There's so many things you can liken to other bands from this era, from when this came out. I'm not entirely sure when, but I mean, you get the vibe from just listening to it. And now they seem to have come into their own and really discovered the direction they want to go in, much to the chagrin of a bunch of fans, to be honest. But I guarantee that the fans that they lost when they brought out albums like Ire and things like that, they've probably replaced tenfold with people who find the newer stuff a little bit more accessible and a little bit, you know, less left of field, you know. So either way, if they want to go and write awesome, massive stadium rock songs and play in front of 30,000 or 100,000 people, more power to them. You know, everybody's got to start somewhere, and you know, this was an excellent place to start, and you can tell that by the passion that fans have to this very day for this song, and you see that from the amount of times I've been inboxed with people requesting that I do this track. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my take on Boneyards. It's going on the playlist. I love it. And you know what? I might check out some of their earlier stuff on my own time. Yeah. So anyway, like and subscribe. I hit 100 subscribers today, and then I blinked and there was 107. So I feel like we're heading in the right direction. But if you haven't subscribed and you like this content, please do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell. You know the drill. You're all YouTubers. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.